Okay, we're going to talk about Pluto Retrograde. Now, yes, it has already been retrograde from April 22nd, but it's all the way through till October the 2nd. Now, as I said, this is a time of working on that foundation. Now, Pluto Retrograde can be aspectly connected to skeletons in the closet, the release of them, and secrets can be revealed. Now, this can be a time where this information can be received, and in receiving it, it can give you an aspect of a new understanding directly connected to a 3D situation, the way your mind is perceiving a situation, or the ability to meditate on what actions you're going to take in that area. Now, it can be an aspect of death and rebirth. So the ending of one, the beginning of a new. Now, that doesn't have to be that it's an ending of a job. It can be the way in which you relate to that situation can be changing, evolving, and growing, especially with Jupiter direct. It can be in a relationship, the way in which you are directly dealing with it, with the new information, the changed energy. The meditation of self with Uranus. It can help you look at it in a different way. It is a total transformation. It's something that is completely inevitable. It's cycles ending, new phases starting, like a new chapter in a book. It's fated, and it's whatever needs to move away of old energy, because theoretically, when we've learnt, we don't go back. So when I say we don't go back, we've passed that karmic energy test, and you've grown and evolved and moved beyond that energy where you cannot therefore attract the same conditioning. Now, it can be generational, where it has been a cycle that you have physically been moving through, and it is a transformation of that aspect. So it's really changing. You're looking at it and you're saying, well, if I don't want to create that, is there a common denominator in this current 3D situation? So it can be within a relationship, it can be within your career, within your mind where you are blocking yourself. So anything that has been hidden is going to be revealed, but it's going to be evolving to a point where you can actually spiritually, emotionally, and physically be your true self. The demons and the energies of why you have done certain things can come to the forefront. It can be triggers as well to suppress these energies. But it's those hidden shadow sides of ourselves that we will be reflecting upon. Really looking back, that's going to reveal why you have been dealing with challenges and why they weren't resolved. So although you'll see the problems, you'll find the solutions and the resolve and the transformation. Any aspects of unfinished business can come up during this time, be it of tying up loose ends, finalising situations. Again, remember, during a retrograde, directly what is in front or inside is what's dealt with. And it's the subconscious, and it can be a bitter pill to swallow. You'll really be looking at what you can and what you can't do, what you can and can't control, and what you need to leave behind. It can be emotions, releasing of the emotions. You're really going to be placing your energy after the fact on areas you can. It may be clarity of the obstacles and looking at where you might have felt that you were abused, victimized, or where you had power and dominance, so victim or abuser. The past life aspects of the dynamic of that can be that we have fears of death, fears of endings, financial poverty, manipulation. It connects to where we have power and where we don't, and why we use our energy in a particular way. But it's going to evolve to a point where it's going to be a very freeing energy. We can be looking back on past energies within relationships. The feelings of people can come up from the past. The clarity within that and our perspective connected to that is going to be crystal clear. But we directly will see the cause and effect, the what, where, why, and how, and the future of how to directly relate or deal with that 3D situation. And it doesn't have to be a 3D situation, because the reaction to those situations is aspectly connected to the internal of why. It can be our mindsets, our religions, our traditions, our expectations, our control, our codependencies, our addictions, of why certain things have happened in a pattern sense. The needs within this is a purification of yourself in order to transform. And you'll be releasing that old sense, the old sense of self, the old ways of doing things. And you'll be forced, really, especially with other planets working with Pluto, to help you release those situations that don't serve you. It's going to help you come to a place where you will feel unconditional acceptance. The questions you might pose yourself is, where is your control? Where do you lack control? What is happening beneath the surface in a sense of cause and effect? It can be where you can have a sense of paranoia connected to perhaps who your friends are and who aren't. And, you know, when you release those fears, you realize that your self-awareness is your power and your heart sense is the forgiveness, but the protection field to look upon the situation in a different manner. It can be making peace connected to your childhood, of why some of these habits, mindsets, blocks might have moved you in particular manners. And a complete transformation will happen through this cycle. Now, like I have with the other videos, I'm going to pull a card from the Abraham Hicks deck so that we can see a way to look at this situation. And it won't be one area, it'll be various areas. And again, it is retrograde till October. I will never die, but I will withdraw consciousness from this body. So the fear's connected to death. Now, very interesting, because it looks like an aspect of ascension, the oversoul. What drives you, your belief systems, your DNA, the connection to your family tree, where the root of the issues come from, how your mindset has directly impacted your energy. And you got the infinity symbol. It's a cycle that's been going on for a while. But the sun to the right of it, again, It can be the chakras connected to those areas. And it adds to a 9, so it's almost a completion. Through this cycle is going to create the completion. But looking upon it that by releasing those ways that no longer serve you, it's not an ending, it's a rebirth. So what doesn't serve you is what no longer you are vibrationally invested in. So if you spiritually are afraid that a situation that hasn't reached its full potential yet is gone, it's not, the way in which you directly relate to it needs to evolve. Food for thought.